Good morning.
Good morning, Sylvie. We're just letting participants come in, and we will begin in about 30 seconds.
Sounds good.
Good morning, Sylvie.
Good morning, Sonia.
Good morning, everybody. We're just going to let participants join, and we will begin our session very shortly. Thank you. Okay, we will begin our session. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Leanne Behavioural. I am a supervisor of agent relations. Joining me today are Sylvie Burns, our international admissions officer, who can answer some of your questions as it relates to the application process and queries. Madan Ding, our regional manager from China, is also joining us, and she'll be able to assist as well. And Sonia Takar, our regional manager, who is located in New Delhi, India, and who both work with agents within the respective regions. Now, I'm going to project a presentation here to give you an idea of what we will be discussing today. Okay, so on the agenda today, we will be discussing the terms and conditions of the agreement that you have with Canada College. So the agent responsibilities, as well as Canada's responsibilities. We'll also speak about the geographical incentives that we have to offer, diversification, program highlights, the process for commission, student residence, student and agent resources, and rules of engagement. So beginning with the terms and conditions and the agent's responsibilities. So you'll see here, actually, this is getting well written out in the agreement. Now, Canada, okay, there we go. So part of the responsibilities of agents is to accurately and honestly inform prospective students of the terms and conditions of admissions to Canada's programs. And that includes reviewing the authenticity of all the original documents that are submitted from the student to the agents. You're also responsible for recruiting the students who meet the academic and admission requirements in an honest, ethical, and professional manner in accordance with our industry standards. They're also responsible for the program and conduct services with integrity and accuracy. So some of the some instances where we've had students come into our international department, and they advised us that they were guided by their agent or counselor that once they arrive to Canada or in North Bay specifically, they are able to request a change of campus to Toronto. That is not permitted within the scope of the agreement. So if you pay attention to the agreement, it is very specific on where you're able to recruit to which campuses. So for this purpose, we work with agencies specifically that will be recruiting students to the North Bay and Parry Sound campuses. Other responsibilities is to ensure that applicants are eligible to enter Canada on a study permit and temporary resident visa, and are likely to receive these documents in time to study. On average, we usually ask agents to ensure that they receive all the documents 3 months prior to the start of any semester. After that, the chances actually are not the greatest for students. So for instance, for September, fall, if we didn't receive documents, say by June, chances are it'll be very difficult for students to start their studies in the fall. Also, some of your responsibilities is to furnish all the labor, materials, equipment, and supplies to provide the services to the students, and to also be aware and adhere to the IRCC policies when providing the services. So we really encourage you to keep on top of what the IRCC announcements are, specifically now, as we just received another update last week from IRCC. So please continue. I would suggest you continue to look at the IRCC policies on a weekly basis. We also expect that agents use the highest level of academic advising, very important, as well as recruiting practices and immigration advising when working in partnership with Canadore. You are our brand out there. So Canadore, basically you are an extension of us. So we really want to make sure that you're well prepared, you have all the resources that you need to ensure that you are very successful in your recruitment strategies. You also agree to follow Canadore's agent onboarding process, and that is actually a responsibility from Canadore as well. We have to make sure that the onboarding process is smooth for you to ensure that you're able to recruit in a timely manner. Next is our responsibilities. As I just mentioned, we also have responsibilities to the agents, and they're listed here, which I'll just briefly talk about. We have to exercise due diligence when working with you, the agents and the counselors, to recruit international students, to ensure that you have the appropriate knowledge. And this is why you're here today during the training session, to advise students regarding their academic options. We do have many resources on our website, on the Canadore website, including our program guide, the requirements, everything that you need is actually listed on our website. We are also responsible to provide at no cost to the agent the material to promote Canadore and its programs. So we have an international microsite within the actual the Canadore College website, and there are sections there for students, but there's also a section there specific for agents. So if you go there, you will see branding information, program highlights, photos, videos. You'll also have these recorded sessions that you can refer back to if, say, you've missed something. So please continue to go there, and links will be shared with you later on. In addition, you can always reach out to us if you're not sure where to find it. We're also responsible for communicating changes of our policies and procedures to the agents that we work with. We also investigate complaints from the students. So the example I used about the student coming in talking to us about, let's say they've had a poor experience with an agent or a counselor, we take that very seriously, and that can have an impact on our future partnership. So please really pay attention to all the communication that comes out from Canadore College. It's there to help assist you. We also pay commission for each recruited student that are registered with Canadore as a full-time student who remains, that's a key word, who remains registered and has paid tuition in full and attends classes beyond the 10-day count for the relative semester. Next, geographical incentives. You will see here a variety of I'm just going to shrink this here, of geographical incentives from all over the world. You'll see for students who originate from Africa, they will receive, as long as they're registered, an automatic $1,000 scholarship towards their tuition. So the student still has to pay full tuition. However, once the student is registered, they will receive a credit into their account. So I'm just, I've got it listed here. This is also listed on our in our microsite under the agent relations section of our international microsite. So up to even like for students from Philippines, they can receive $1,250. That's the most that we offer. So the purpose of this is to really focus on diversifying our college. We really want our college to have a variety of students, and this is the purpose of that. Now, there are a few things here it's worth mentioning about processes. The last day to defer for fall has been exhausted. So it was last week, August 26th was the last day for students to defer. After that date, unfortunately, it won't be permitted. So we also have registration refunds processes. Under the registration, just bear with me here as I bring up more information about that. So for students that have registered, or I should say should not register until they've received their study permit and visa. And if they do plan to defer, then as I mentioned, it's too late. Now, doing so without a student permit. So if a student decides that they're going to register without a student permit, the student is at risk. There are a few reasons why. So agents can actually assist us in helping to communicate these processes to students, as well as discouraging this practice. If a student registers and is unable to attend class, then they will have to withdraw their application by completing a specific online withdrawal form, and that can take weeks before they receive their refund. So again, just making sure that the students are well aware of the processes, and we can help guide you there. So reach out if in doubt. We'll be able to help you out. Now, by the refund request process is initiated by the agent. So this is very, very important. A lot of times we'll receive emails from students who want to initiate the process. Agents who work students who work with agents should be making that request through you. Through the OCAS portal. Again, the OCAS portal is your main entry for everything. And when the offers is, this is done once proof of payment of receipt for either the deposit is made, a minimum of $2,500, or full tuition has been made. This often occurs when the student's visa is rejected. That's typically what happens on why students would request a full refund or deferral. Students that are filing study permit applications and require receipt will be redirected to their agent. Again, when students are working with agents, it's very important that they really work with them very closely. So this is why we're here to help you to make sure you're very successful in communicating these processes. You're also responsible for uploading any proof of payment in OCAS in order for Canada to issue receipt. The academic delivery plan for fall 2022, they have been released for all campuses in the North as well as GTA. They're posted on our website. So we do get a lot of queries about whether courses are or programs are offered fully online, hybrid, or fully in person. So please have a look at, again, our Canada College website for more information on the academic delivery plan. IRCC actually recently advised that the process timing for specific markets in Bhutan, India, and Sri Lanka. These markets are taking approximately 60 days for non-SDS streams. So students and agents are encouraged to submit visa application, as I mentioned, approximately 3 months prior to any intake. So late arrivals. Late arrivals, that's again very risky, but we do not permit late arrivals. Students are expected to arrive on time for their studies. Each year, we do have several international students that arrive late at the college. And unfortunately, Canada must inform students that they will not be permitted to access further classes, labs, or placements given the lateness of the arrival, resulting in an academic progression at Canada. And students risk losing their fees. So please ensure students are aware of this process well in advance. So payment extension and deadlines. So payment extensions requests will not be granted for 2022 intake. So if students are unable to meet payment deadlines, Canada will close the application in OCAS and students will have to reapply for a future intake. So we do have the 3 intakes. So we've got September, January, and May. So just keep that in mind as well. Key dates and deadlines are important reference in order to achieve the best outcome for students. Please review all of the deadline and extension, or sorry, the important dates and timelines on our website. Again, all the information that I'm talking about is on our website. And the last point here is a CI-CAN course. So agents, CI-CAN is Colleges and Institutes of Canada, who we have an agreement with. And agents are actually able to complete a free Canada course for education agents. So the Canada course for education agents online training is available to you. So take advantage of this. It is free. So it's only going to help in your success. In addition, the CBIE, which is the Canadian Bureau for International Education, offers training where agents start and end with students that are offered in 4 modules over a 4-week period. So I'm going to speak to you now about OCAS, the Ontario College Application Service. So these are basically the required documents that we need to have a completed application from a student. So you'll see here a transcript. I'm just going to leave it here. I encourage you to take a picture of it. This will also be, as I mentioned, this is being recorded and will be uploaded to our website. So for each application, there is a $100 Canadian fee, non-refundable fee. So again, just keep that in mind when you're applying on behalf of the students. So applications to Canada or college are submitted completely via OCAS, as I mentioned. The following documents are required, and this is basically tips to ensure that you have successful applications. It doesn't hurt to have this information uploaded. So the study plan, if the student has a study plan, the content of the plan, also the financial support that the student will have. These are only going to help in the approval of their application. Now, I'm going to go into this a little bit more because I think it's very important that these 3 key points are submitted. So the study plan describing why the student intends to study in Canada will prove to an immigration officer of their genuine intentions to study. Within the content of the study plan, we suggest that the student includes, of course, the name of the institution, Canada or college, and attach a letter of acceptance, and which includes the program name and the length of the program. Also, within the plan, include the student's relatives that perhaps may be in Canada and what supports exist for students. Add why the student chose to specifically choose the program of study and how it will become a logical step in their career. And this will prove that the career path is logical based on the student's interest and experience. Also for the financial support, the finances, and it's basically outlining the finances and its sources is very important, and it will indicate if a financial supporter is assisting the student. If so, provide a letter of support from that supporter. Again, the more you have, the better chances of success. This will prove that they meet the minimum requirements to study. Okay, next slide. So I'm going to talk to you now about the top reasons for refusals. So that's also important to note. There are many reasons why the applications may be refused, and I'll list them right here. Ties to home country, assets, community, goals, family, financial responsibilities. So again, going back to the successful slide, very important to have this information. I'm going to now talk to you about some program highlights. So Canada does have 3 main campuses here in the north, right here in the city of North Bay. So our main campus offers state-of-the-art programs such as the International Nursing License Preparation Program. And we're actually offering our second cohort this fall, which we're excited about. We also have the nursing, mental health and addictions, social service worker, enterprise analysis and research, entrepreneurship management, behavioral sciences. It goes on and on. We have such wonderful programs that I'm just touching on now. And in addition, and I'll highlight more of these programs in the slides to follow. Our Commerce Core campus also offers trades, mostly trades and technology programs, such as civil and mechanical engineering, community justice, police foundation, machinists, a lot of the trades, a lot of the like such as machinists, electrical, computer programming, they're in high demand where employees are looking for these trades and these individuals to come work for them. And there is definitely a lack of resources. So I encourage those students who have that interest to really but really encourage that they consider these programs. I believe there might be some seats available, but we're in the fall season now. So with classes starting next Tuesday, Sylvie might be able to highlight a few programs that might be available, but chances are there won't be too many left. Now, our aviation campus is one of only a few in Ontario. So we're only one of, I think, 3 colleges that offer an aviation campus. And they have their own campus right here at the North Bay Airport. And it was built in 2002 and has more than 40,000 square feet of premium aviation lab training space. So the high-tech facility produces highly trained technicians in the fields of aircraft maintenance, structures, repairs, and avionics. We truly believe that with smaller class sizes that the student will have a better connection with faculty, and they'll be able to achieve their goals and objectives to be successful in their studies. Okay, next slide. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the International Nursing License Preparation Program. So as I mentioned, the program was just offered the first cohort in February of this year, with the second one expected to begin next Tuesday. Now, this program is intended for international educated nurses, in other words, IENs, who have an international Bachelor of Science in Nursing or Bachelor of Nursing degree, and who are seeking the opportunity for further preparation to apply to the College of Nurses of Ontario for regulatory licensing. I'm not sure, again, as I mentioned, if there's seats available. However, we do intend to offer it again in February. So please keep that in mind. The next program is Behavioral Science Technician and Technology Program. This program offers a 2- or 3-year diploma that will provide students with real world experience through multiple work placements in clinical settings. So this is specialized in autism spectrum disorder or other development disabilities or acquired brain injury. So graduates are qualified to work in diverse situations within the community, clinical, school, residential, or hospital settings. So there's so much opportunity within this program as well. Next program is the Entrepreneurship Management, another relatively new program, and also offers a 2- or 3-year diploma. And this program provides students with real-world experience through multiple work placements as well. The specialized program will train students to work with children, youth, and adults with, oh, wrong one, sorry. Let me back up a bit. Okay, so this will provide students with the tools to learn to be their own boss with exploring entrepreneurship opportunities in a variety of industries. So this is actually a 1-year Ontario College program, certificate program, and students will gain the versatile skills to be a successful business person or entrepreneur setting. The Enterprise Analysis and Research Program This program also relatively new. So this is actually one of the fastest growing fields within the entrepreneur analysis and research area. So data is used in many different sectors, including marketing, law enforcement, community, and social services. And the students will gain the skills required to interpret data and predictive models to successfully give direction to both private and government organization. So this training will provide students with the foundation for a dynamic career in a number of disciplines, including cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, and the possibilities are endless. The mechanical machinist program, technician program. This program here is, as I mentioned earlier, is one of the trades that they're really looking for individuals, qualified individuals to be working within different industries. I was speaking with a professor from the program recently, and he questioned where the students are, and not just international, but domestic and international students. The jobs are endless, and they're actually more successful. If the student succeeds within the program, 90% of the time they will get hired right out of school with really good wages. So this program here, so students will receive extensive training, of course, on manual machines, as well as automated computer numeric control. So machining equipment is what they will be working in, and they will gain the skills to produce custom parts for virtually any type of vehicle or machinery. So this is definitely a high demand, not a high demand, but we're looking to bring in more students within this program. So it is a 42-week Ontario College diploma or a 28-week Ontario College certificate. So again, more information on that if you want. So please reach out. We certainly can help you there. And then I'm just going to highlight the aviation technician programs, the Avionics maintenance program. So this program here is, of course, located at our aviation campus. And Canada, I should probably say the whole world is probably experiencing this now. But the industry is got a huge shortage of skilled aircraft maintenance personnel across the world. And so trained underskilled professionals are also invited to come and take this course. It will give them the skills to repair and maintain aircraft electrical and electronic systems. So this also is a program that is approved by Transport Canada. So in a nutshell, this just highlights a few of our great programs that we offer here at Canada College. We have over 85 programs to offer. And so, as I mentioned earlier, we do invite you to look at our program guide that is listed on our website for more information. Okay, so next slide. So commission, I'm just going to briefly touch on this as we move towards the presentation, to the end of the presentation. So commission submission process, I encourage those who are responsible for submitting this to take a photo, picture of this or a screenshot. So we typically, Canada will initiate the process for all of the intakes for commission statements. So we will confirm registered students. And once we've confirmed that, then the process begins. So agents can only claim commission for up to 2 semesters, and tuition fees, just note that this does not include ancillary fees or geographical incentives. So let's say a student comes to us from the Philippines, they receive a $1,250 geographical incentives. That is deducted from the tuition fee, and that is what the commission is based on. For those agents who are working with Stanford, that's our partner school in the Greater Toronto area, they have a separate process, so you will receive communication from them on the process. I'll speak to you a little bit about the IELTS requirements. Again, this is listed on our website. So for most of our high demand health programs, the IELTS, the requirements is 6.5 with no band less than 6. For aviation programs and graduate certificate programs, it's 6 with no band less than 5. And for most of our certificate and diploma programs, It's 5.5 with no band less than 5. Duolingo is being accepted as well, I believe still for the next year. Okay, so student residence. So student residence, we actually have a very nice buildings, I should say. So our student resident is really, the way we look at this is an extension of the classroom. And we really encourage students to register themselves for a room. They'll have the opportunity to really experience living on campus with other domestic students. So this is a great way for students to meet new people, make lifelong friends, and really experience the Canadian culture. They are affordable, clean, and there is support available for students 24 hours a day, 7 days per week. And so that's another reason why we encourage students. It'll make the parent feel better and not worry so much because the support services are there. Now we are experiencing full residence right now, and so there might be some questions on what's happening, but we still, even if they're full, we still encourage students to register so they are added to the wait list in the event that some students are not able to come. Okay, so next one. Now, on our website, again, on our microsite, we have many resources. You will see here lots of information for students. So if students and even agents and counselors want additional information about even North Bay or tips and tricks, the student guide is listed here, the International Student Guide. GuardMe is our health insurance provider for North Bay students only. So Canada, Stanford, and Toronto, they have a separate insurance a provider. So if you have questions about students that are attending the Canada, Stanford campuses, please reach out to the staff there. Ready, Set, Hire. That will help students with their employment opportunities in the future. We also have a number of orientation and welcome events, which is actually very timely for next week's entry. And so there are some pre-recorded videos. So encourage students, as you know, as their support, encourage students to look at that. And I encourage you to go look as well. The International ISENT app. This is very key to ensuring that students get the proper communication on a weekly basis. There will be webinars being offered for employment, tips and tricks on how to develop, we'll say, resumes, events that will be hosting, cultural events. So this is basically the key to great communication for students. So take a picture. I hope you're able to do this, but if you're able to take a picture and share that with your students, tell them that this is very important for them to have that link to us, to the international department. Very key. There's also the Pathways to Immigration Connect. This is the Ontario, the provincial connection page. Very good information. Access, open access to all colleges and universities. So again, tips and tricks for the province. A similar document, I guess you can say. So please have a look. All of this is listed on our microsite. Now, before I end, I just would like to describe 4 rules of engagement. I think that will be key to ensuring you are successful in helping, I guess, the student, for lack of better terms. Now, these are important to optimize your relationship with students, and it really holds true to my values. So I just wanted to share this with you. Engagement. The more you engage, the more the students will engage. Easy and effective. Easy access to information should be easy and seamless. Again, making sure that you have the proper information from us through me to make sure that you have the information to help students. The environment. So if you have an environment where you have an office, make sure it's a welcome environment that will provide students with the opportunity to ask questions, and in person or virtually. Empower the students. If you empower the students, they will be encouraged when they are provided with the right tools to become independent individuals and learners, and they will be successful. So in other words, we are here. We are all here together with the same goals. We really want students to be successful, from the beginning all the way through to graduation and beyond. And so with that said, I just want to thank you for joining us today, the team. And for more information, what I'll do here, and thank you, merci. I'm just going to put in the slide where there's more information and support. Again, I encourage you to take a picture or a screenshot of this. So the email to connect with me is agent.relations@Canadore College. This is the email you will receive a lot of information from, including processes, the commission information that will all come through here. And I also will be sharing semester updates. It's basically a newsletter that is shared 3 times a year. And again, this is so key that you read these semester updates because it is a tool for you to make sure that you have the proper information at that time. The international microsite I spoke to you about quite a bit throughout the presentation. This is your key. This is a key to get access to the agent relations section of the page, where you will have access to all of the videos that I mentioned, the recorded webinars, photos, virtual tours of our campuses. Actually, that would be a great thing to share with your students that you're working with. And this is the agent relations section of the page. And you can also book a meeting with me, supervisor of agent relation, via the Outlook office bookings. And so that's also going to be on my signature page. So when you see an email coming from agent relations, that will be listed there. So again, I'd like to thank you for joining us today. I'm going to leave this now open to questions that you may have. And I believe there's been some questions that have been asked for the presentation. So I'm going to stop sharing my presentation here. Okay. Now, there is a question here about the average response time for emails. So apparently there's about 4 to 6 weeks wait for this particular query. Now, if it's about applications and the turnaround times, I believe it's an 8 to 9 week turnaround time. Sylvie perhaps might be able to confirm that. Approximately what is the turnaround time for response, please?
Yeah, so for response itself for the email, I would say more 3 to 4 weeks, but the processing of applications is roughly 6 to 8 weeks.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, and just looking at the questions here. Okay. Okay, so there is a link that's been shared with everybody. There are some programs that are still open for fall. So there is a link shared in the chat box. So please have a look at that if you have some students that are able to study that perhaps are within Canada already. If you select that, you'll be able to see what programs are still available. So there is a question about which intake is available now. Right now, January 2023 is open. May should be opening soon in mid-fall, I believe. And we're working on trying to open up September shortly after that. Is that correct, Sylvie?
That is correct. Just please note, winter 23 is completely closed for GTA. And most of North Bay has also been closed. But if you take a look at that link that was provided, it'll give you real-time information.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so there's a question about the standard academic requirements for diploma, advanced diplomas, and graduate certificate programs. Backlogs, education gaps, role of math subject for undergraduate programs. As an agent, please have a look at the requirements within those specific programs. So if you go into our website under the program guide, you will see what the requirements are. There is a question about conditional offers, if we do offer that. At this time, I don't believe we do. Again, I'm going to revert back to Sylvie to confirm that if that is correct.
We do offer conditional offers depending on what requirements are missing. For example, if a student is in high school and not quite done their grade 12 yet, we can provide that conditional offer. If it's because the IELTS is expired and we're waiting for the new one to come in, we can still provide a conditional offer. It's just dependent on each
Okay.
situation.
Okay, so it's like a case-by-case situation.
Exactly.
Yeah, and not a standard approach, but it all depends. So if that is, if you have a question on that, if you're working, say, with Sonia or Medan, you can, you know, ask through them or through the international.admissions@canadacollege.ca email inbox. However, there could be a bit of a delay in response due to volume. There's a question about the International Nursing License Preparation Program. It is open for the winter, I believe. And so for January, so typically last year we began in February. I believe that is still the approach this year, that the next cohort, once fall is started, will be February of 2023. So
Actually, I think, sorry, Leanne, I was told that we're running the same start dates as the other programs.
oh,
So
okay,
January,
okay,
yeah,
change. Okay, thank you for confirming that, Sylvie.
welcome.
And so there are some programs, so that program, there will be definitely some openings still. Okay, so I believe this is it for questions. So again, thank you for joining us today. Any further questions, just reach out. We are here to support you and your staff in making sure that you're successful during your recruitment strategies. And if you're here participating, you are here to basically recruit for North Bay and Parry Sound. So again, I'm going to end by saying thank you again, and we will see you soon. And you can expect more sessions being offered in the fall. Have a great day, everybody, or have a good evening. Bye-bye.